everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Simple Knit Podcast. My name is Elina, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Simple Knit Co. And this is just my little corner of YouTube where I hang out in my house and tell you about all the things that I have been making, mostly knitting. So if this is your first time checking out the podcast, thank you so much. Nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It's always a pleasure to see you. I hope you're all keeping well and safe. It's crazy times, unprecedented times, but it is what it is. If you're at home, I hope you're able to kind of keep yourself occupied and in a good headspace. If you're like me and you're still at work, it is what it is. I work in the dental industry, and current advice is we're obviously taking all precautions, but as long as it's safe to do so, if patients want to come in, we will treat them. So we're just acutely aware of the situation. I'd say alert but not alarmed, and so we're just taking it day by day at this stage. But also, I know there's a lot of people whose work situations are very much in flux, which is very scary for people who are immunocompromised or who have family members who are. It's also a very scary time. I know, keeping an eye on your neighbours, checking in with your friends, all of that, and just being super aware of your body and your symptoms. It's also seasonal allergy season, so every time my eye itches, I think I've got it. Current modelling is, over the next 6 months, probably 1 in 4 people will have COVID-19. It's just, I really struggle with how concerned I should be, so I kind of fluctuate between everything, but it is what it is. That's the end of virus talk. Let's do what we're really here for. We talk about knitting. I don't have all that much to show you, but I do have a couple of finished items that I wanted to show you. So, first thing, how do you do a podcast, Elina? First thing, what I'm wearing. This is, I'm like waving this coffee around and not drinking it. This is my Beeswax shawl by Amy Vandelar, who is Baroque Pearls now on Instagram and Ravelry. And I made this like a year ago, and it's currently probably my most worn knitted thing. It's made out of an alpaca linen silk blend yarn, and so it's warm but not too heavy, and it's really great to just throw on if it's a little bit chilly, or this is the shawl that I always take if I go to the cinema or somewhere, because it does keep you warm, but it's really light and easy to take around. The pattern on it is really pretty. Just check I show you the right side. There we go. It's really pretty beeswax pattern that you can kind of see. Yeah, it's really lovely. It probably needs another block or something, but it's really easy to wear. You can also wear it like a wrap, but I often wear it kind of shawl style, like this, and I really like it. Kind of perfect between seasons kind of garment. So as I said, I have a couple of finished objects to show you. One of them is an old work in progress, recently resurrected and finished. As you can, I've been on a little finishing spree, just trying to clear the decks a little bit around here. But first, I'll show you this one first. This is the one that you haven't seen at all, because I started and finished it, I think, since I last podcasted. I think I even bought the yarn, started and finished it since I last podcasted. So, I think like Yarn & Co in Melbourne were having a sale, and I kind of impulse bought this skein of Stonewall Romney Merino. I think I saw the ball band somewhere. Just looking at my table, I thought I saw the ball band. No ball band. It's Stonewall Romney and Merino. It's a 8-ply DK yarn, and this colour is called Feldspar. And I bought it thinking I'll probably make a hat. Then I remembered for the longest time I've wanted to make this pattern. So this pattern is the April hat from Kelbourne Woolens. I think it was last year, they did like a year of hats. So every month they released a free hat pattern, and this was the April one. It's this really cute kind of beret style beanie with this really fun textured pattern. So there's little bobbles and little, they call them puff stitches to make like little flowers. Mine are very uneven. Let's see if we can find some good ones. Oh, here's pretty good. Yeah, really cute little pattern. And my favorite detail is this eyelet ribbing. I think it's so pretty. And it's just a really kind of, it's a hat, so it's a quick knit, but it is pretty mentally engaging if you're looking for something to get your brain working. The little puff stitches, so like these ones, let me see, they're quite fiddly. You do them with a crochet hook, so they're a bit fiddly and a bit hard to get the hang of. I will say this is a free pattern, so the written instructions are fine, but the puff stitch instructions, I would have had no idea what to do just by reading them. Yeah, someone's bike just backfired. Suburban living. I would not have known what to do with the puff stitches from reading the instructions, but on the Kelborn Woolens website, there is a video on the post that the blog post they did for this hat, where the pattern designer, whose name escapes me, but it's on Ravelry, shows you how to do it, and that made it really clear. So yeah, you just need your knitting needles and a crochet hook. I did the cuff on the 4mm needle recommended, and then for the body of the hat I went up to a 5, mainly because in the needles I wanted to use, I didn't have a 4.5, so I went up to a 5, and I knit pretty tight anyway, so I'm glad I did, because with these little fiddly stitches my gauge gets even tighter. So I'm glad I went up a needle size. And the only other thing is either, I don't know if it's an error in row 12 of the puff stitch of like the body pattern, but lots of people on Ravelry had in their projects like corrected it. I don't know if it was wrong or if it was just awkward, but so I did the same. I put it on my Ravelry page and it's fine. I'll pop the hat on for you. You can see it's really cute. So yeah, it's just a little beret style hat, little pom-pom. Really great if you just have like 100 grams of a DK weight yarn, don't know what to do with. I really like it. I think it's really, really adorable. It fits me really well, so I'm really, really happy with that. I love a good hat, and yeah, I think this is really cute. And the yarn was really lovely, delightful to work with. I have a little bit left, so that's kind of what it looks like. I really like the way it's spun. I don't know anything about spinning, so I don't know like what it is about it that I like, but I really like the way it's spun. So if anyone knows more about yarn than me, like I like the way the twist of it, and I don't know why or how, but I really liked it. I don't know what it is about it, but I really liked it. So yeah, that's my April hat. So that was a really fun project, just for the evenings. I would say actually with this, I'd highly recommend using a 16-inch circular needle. I didn't have one to hand. I then went and ordered them in a whole bunch of sizes, because magic looping on this was a bit of a trial. But yeah, it's really cute and I really like it. So that is my April hat. Okay, so sorry if there's a bit of an abrupt cut there. I just kind of descended into a weird tangent talking about my next finished object, and it was a mess. So you don't need to see that. So yeah, let's talk about my second finished object for today. This is a jumper that I looked on Ravelry and I started it in July last year. Sorry, it's a bit fuzzy, so I'm a bit fluffy. I started it in July last year, but kind of had been working on it, and then I went away, and then I came back and it was starting to get warm, so I wouldn't have been able to wear it. So I just kind of put it on hold, but then I was sick of looking at it just sitting there. It was wanting of one sleeve. So kind of this week I just hunkered down, and the sleeves are a little bit tedious to knit because it's kind of like knitting a scarf. So, I mean, it's easy knitting you don't have to think about, but it's just not like exciting, fun knitting. I mean, all knitting is fun knitting, but you know what I mean. So I finally hunkered down. I did the sleeve. Sorry, it is not coronavirus. It is yarn fluff. Is that funny yet? We do that at work all the time, so we think it's funny. yeah, so we've been, what is wrong with me today? Take a sip of coffee. It's fine. So yes, I'd been working on this for a long time, was sick of looking at it, and I'm so stoked to have it finished because I really, really love it. This is the Lisme jumper by the amazing Fiona Alice. Incredible designer. I love everything of hers. Every design that she puts out, I love. And I've knit a couple. And I love, love, love this. So this is in issue 17 of Amirisu magazine. It's this really cool silhouette, like it's a really boxy fit with these just like square sleeves, and this really fun basket weave kind of cable on the body. I knit this in it's a bulky weight pattern. I knit this in Knit Picks Wonder Fluff, which is alpaca, nylon, and a tiny bit of merino. So it's a really kind of fuzzy yarn, and the basket weavy cables actually come up quite a bit more pronounced on camera than they are in real life. So the yarn just makes it really interesting. There's kind of more of like an optical illusion-y effect to the cables because the yarn doesn't have that stitch definition, so it just makes them really like smooth, and it's a really fun texture. Like it's tactile, like it feels really good. But yeah, I love this jumper. I did go down a needle size, I think, because it's really quite a light, airy yarn. It's bulky weight, but it's not quite as substantial as like I think the wool folk that this is originally designed in is just like a merino. So I did go down a needle size, and I also probably knit a size smaller than I should have based on the recommended ease. The model for this pattern is a super petite little lady, and the sleeves actually come down like way past her elbow. I think it recommends like 30 centimeters of positive ease or so, and I knit down a size, so I only have like less than 20 centimeters of positive ease. I like did reduce it quite a bit just because I felt like with this dramatic silhouette, I'm already quite a top heavy person, so I felt like doing a little bit less ease would make the fit a bit more what I like, and it really is. I love it. I'm going to sweat for you for a minute and just put it on. Yeah, so as I said, I did go down a needle size, and I kind of went down a size than I should have based on what the pattern said, but I love the finished result. So as you can see, the sleeves just like hit me at my elbow, so it makes a short sleeve. I love this little funnel neck. I think it's really cute, and I'll just get up so you can see how long it is. So it just hits me about at my hip bone, and that's the effect of it. I absolutely love it. I think there's only like 13 Ravelry projects for this design. Seriously, go knit it. It's so nice. I think it would look really cool kind of over like tight, like skinny trousers, over like a skirt or a dress or something. It would be really cute. If this was a time of year when when you can leave the house, it would be perfect for like between season evenings where it's like chilly but it's not super cold, because this yarn is still quite airy. It's short sleeve, so it's like warm but not too much. As it is, I'll probably just be wearing it around my house, but yeah, I love it. I'm so stoked that it's finished, and I can't wait to wear it heaps. I love it. So yeah, this is the Lisme jumper, Fiona Alice, Amirisu magazine. Highly, highly, highly recommend. It works really well in this yarn. It's like a bit of a different effect to the sample, but it works really well. I just love the sleeves. I think they're so cool. So yeah, that is my other finished object for today. The only other thing I've really been working on, other than like socks, but they're not at an interesting stage to show you, I did my first ever sewn down neckband on my Klein jumper. So I've started the first sleeve of this, but I just wanted to show you. I've never done one of these folded neckbands before, and I'd kind of been, as always when I'm trying something new, I'd kind of been putting it off. Like I always do the neckband on my jumpers before I start the sleeves, because I hate doing neckbands. hate it. This was really good, I think, because you didn't pick it up. You just like, I feel like you didn't even have to pick it up. So it was really good. I hate picking up neckbands. I hate it. I don't know why. It's my least favorite part of knitting garments, picking up the neckband. And also then this was a style of neckband I'd never done before. So it was also like the anxiety, well, not like anxiety, but you know, when you're trying something new, that's like one of the fun things about knitting is there's always something new to try. But also like when you're usually like pretty good at stuff, doing something new isn't always fun because you're not instantly good at it. But I'm really stoked with how this came out. Hopefully some of this will block out and I might have to like patch up some of those little holy bits, but for a first attempt at a folded neckband, I'm pretty proud of myself. And it looks really cool. It's not as thick as I expected it to feel really thick, but it doesn't. I don't know. So I can see why people really like this style of neckband. It does look very like finished and professional. And yeah, so that's the entire body of it. I haven't seamed the little side bits yet because second least favorite thing is mattress stitch. But yeah, that is something new. I've started the first sleeve, but it's literally this, like, not very exciting. So yeah, hopefully that's given you a little insight of what I've been working on. Try something new. Find a pattern that has a technique you've never done before. It's really fun and really satisfying. And this didn't take anywhere near as long. I don't know why I thought it would take forever, but it didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it would. So that is, yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on. Very excited to have my needles freed up a little bit to work on some other projects. And yeah, I hope you're all safe and well. Let me know what you've been working on. Have you tried anything new knitting wise recently? Tell me about it in the comments below. Do you like trying new things? Do you get nervous trying new things? Tell me. And also tell me what you've been up to. What's going on? Are you at home? If so, what have you been doing? Just share below. It's always really nice to hear from you and to hear what you've been working on, especially see what fun projects you've been getting up to. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram, say hi, and yeah, happy knitting, and I will see you next time. Bye.